Yeah,
But so I'm sitting there, and like this guy's walking behind the table where we had the mics and all that stuff set up, and he's looking at me like he knows me, and I'm like, I don't know you, but you look like you know me. So he walks by and he goes says hi to Hollis, and then he comes back up to me. He's like, Sack, it's Mike Davis. I'm like, yo, man, like, dude, I've been sending you to games all season.
there
Like,
you go.
you have a partial plan because of us.
Well, if he's watching right now, congrats, Mike. It looked like you guys had a great crowd down there.
Oh man, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was like I had to get down there because Quimby told me to get down there with the equipment at 7:30. If I wanted to get rid of it all of it that day. So then I get down there with all the equipment, I unload everything, and I'm like, my wife is like, "Oh, I'm finally gonna get my car back." And then after the show, Quimby walks up and he's like, "Listen, I need you to take the stuff today." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I was looking forward to, like, my wife is gonna give me a hard time, so he's like, "I'll take care of you." I was like, "All right." So I took the stuff back, and then I had to drop it off at his apartment after work on Tuesday.
Because he was going into the game, I guess, right?
Yeah, he went into the game. But like, I could have just helped clean up and got the hell out of there. But it's impossible to try and get out of there at that time. Everybody's coming in, and it's like Independence Day, where they're driving into Washington, D.C., and his dad's like, everyone's trying to escape Washington, D.C., and we're only schmucks trying to get in. That's like me trying to leave, the sports complex as the Eagles are playing.
Yeah, I was getting to the ballpark just like with about 5 minutes left in the game. It was over at that point.
Yeah.
I had to talk my way past the cops at the casino and stuff like that just to get down to the ballpark because it was all closed off.
Don't you know who I am? I'm Greg Murphy.
No. That's something you'll never hear me say. Never. All right. I am good to go. Oh, these boys are driving me nuts.
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm writing down my picks real fast.
All right, Sam, do I need to adjust my camera or when we started?
I'm going to pop out right now, and
right. That's fine.
You should be okay.
Look at me. I'm wearing Phillies gear. I never do that on the show.
You don't?
No, I don't think I do. Not normally, right? Oh, well, I guess when I'm at the ballpark, I do.
Yeah. I mean, you normally wear that sweet green polo.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I know it is. I mean, come on. With the last name Murphy, you need to be wearing
that's
that.
Right. That's right.
Represent the colors. All right. Guess I got to do it. All right. I have no rhyme or reason for my picks this week, except
me neither. I figure I have a strong enough lead that I don't have to worry about it.
You're a few games up on me. Let me see. I'm not going to give the numbers until we get on air, but let's see here. Yeah, I mean,
we only have one more week of picks after this.
We do, so you need an epic collapse.
I would need to go 0-3.
Mark, was it your birthday?
It was. Yes.
Why don't you let us get on air before we do this?
Oh, okay.
I also have a very special shout out I have to give tonight as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'll get to that as we're
say it loudly. I'm getting old.
Absolutely, no doubt. All right, Sam, we're going to start at 5. We got a minute.
This Pirates bullpen is not very good, right? So
I don't think so.
They're not. I think their closer's okay, but
they always seem to have one of those.
Yeah, it's funny. They do.
They had that guy
of the world.
Well, yeah. Well, he had that guy a couple years ago. He had the charges against him for the child pornography thing.
Oh yeah. I remember him.
Yeah, they had him, and then they had that Rodriguez guy. We were rumored to make a trade for him too. So yes, David Harris, I agree. Pittsburgh does suck, although it's a lot of fun. I love the ballpark. I just don't like this. I hate the Steelers, and I hate the Penguins. Obviously,
I do like that city though.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. My bachelor party was there. My best friend, I ran his bachelor party there. So
yeah, it's a cool city. We'll see.
All right, you ready to roll?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Good evening, Philadelphia, and welcome to another edition of Bud Light Baseball Brunch / Happy Hour, powered by Green Legion Radio here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler, Philadelphia, 104.1 in the Trenton area, WDAS AM around the rest of the Delaware Valley. Just download that iHeartRadio app, and you can listen to Murph and myself anywhere, crystal clear, worldwide. We're broadcasting live again. Well, not live, but we're broadcasting again from our houses. You know, Murph over in Mantua, I'm here in Maple Shade, but we're here to provide content for you as our Phillies try to scrap and claw their way back to the Major League Baseball playoffs for the first time in a decade. We're recording on Wednesday night. This show is broadcasting on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler on Friday evening from 7 to 8. You can listen to us for the next couple weeks, and we're hoping that we're going to have a postseason edition here as well. I'm Chris Sack from Green Legion Radio, and my host, I'd never really have to introduce him because everybody knows who he is, and he's popular. I'm not. I'm just here to just try and, be a banter piece with him. But my partner in crime and birthday boy, can I say the number?
Sure.
All right. Big milestone birthday. Happy 50th birthday to my guy, Greg Murphy. Murph, what's up, buddy?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel every bit of 50. Yep, absolutely. Every inch of me feels 50. But it was a fun week. So we're actually now you've had a monster week because you have two jobs. You have your full-time job that you help support your family and all that, and it wears you down. I know that. And you also have your radio gigs, and you've had a couple shows this week. It's actually Thursday, Zach. It's not Wednesday. We are actually taping on Thursday.
My goodness gracious. Yes.
But you know what? I see it. This week it's getting you. But it's almost over. Weekend's going to be here in a minute.
I'm looking forward to when I have enough time to shave my face again. Like that's because nobody wants to shave at 4:45 in the morning. No. When you have to be at the office at 6 o'clock. And then by the time I get home, my kids didn't see me in the morning. They're all over me the whole entire night. By the time they go to bed, I don't feel like shaving. So now I'm a scraggle muffin, but I'll take it. Yeah. And so, yes, we are on Thursday night recording. Man, I'm ass backwards right now, but I will get it together.
Let me tell you this, though. Don't blink, because next thing you know, you'll be 50. and believe me, it goes like that. I remember having the exact same feelings as you, working morning, noon, and night to try and get my career off the ground, not getting a chance to see the kids. And next thing you know, the kids are gone. They're in college. They're living on their own. And so, you know what? It's all worth it. It's all a lot of fun.
As they say, don't blink. And while we're at it, since we're talking about that and birthdays, I would like to offer a special happy birthday to my beautiful new nephew that entered the world on Monday night at 5:05 p.m. We are ecstatic. We're over the moon. Obviously, this is the one nephew or niece that I've had that I haven't been able to go to the hospital to visit because of COVID protocols. But we FaceTime with the little guy the other night, and my sister, I'm so proud of her. This is her second child. She is my 6-year-old niece, Juliana, which is a proud big sister. So they are awesome. Now we have 4 kids now in the Sack family, and my parents are over the moon as well. Good and we look forward to meeting him on Sunday for the first time. So
name? What's his name?
Christian Paul.
Christian Paul. Congratulations to your sister. I saw a picture. Cute kid. Obviously looks like your sister, not much like you. That's
thank God. Thank God. No, nobody wants to look like me. Except my kids, they do look like me. So unfortunately, I hope eventually they grow out of that and they actually achieve the good looks that come from my wife.
There you go.
Because they obviously didn't come from me.
Congrats to the whole fam.
Yes, appreciate that. And so MCS Residential, MCS Custom Cabinetry brings you this first segment here on Bud Light Baseball Brunch. For all your residential contracting needs, this is who you want to talk to. Everything from additions, renovations, kitchens, baths, closet organization, cabinetry, vanities, basements, everything you need. Mention the Green Legion and get 10% off your order regardless of how much. Reach out to them at www.mcsinc-pa.com or call them at 484-202-3656. That is mcsinc-pa.com or call them at 484-202-3656. Murph, we have tickets to give away.
Yes,
This
we do.
week, this is our last week of giving away Phillies tickets. Next week, I'm going to give away my Flyers preseason tickets on next week's show. So this week will be our last one because listen, Phillies make the playoffs or not, I'm not buying tickets for you guys to go to a Phillies playoff game.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Not happening. I'm doing that for myself. So, just giving you guys a heads up. That's not the expectation. But Murph, we do have 2 tickets. Why don't you tell them what day it's going to be this weekend and what it's all about, and how we can get them.
And you know what? Always a fun day. It's Fan Appreciation Day. It'll be Sunday, September 26th, 1:00 game against those Pittsburgh Pirates. In order to win, you got to answer in the comment section on the Green Legion Radio YouTube channel, the Green Legion Facebook page, or at our Twitter handle at Green Legion. Those are the ways you can enter. And I love, you're always looking for different hooks here and there, and you found one again. Actor Phil Hartman, the comedy actor Phil Hartman from Saturday Night Live and a lot of great movies, would have turned 73 years old on Friday, September 24th. He passed away back in 1998 at just the age of 49. So with the, with the stress levels about to hit a fever pitch for Phillies fans over the next 10 days, we need a little comedy in our life, right? So we are asking.
I certainly need it, Murph.
Yes, I know you do. You need a good belly laugh. So
and a good beverage.
Well, that's always a good thing. Best comedy movie of all time, right? Best comedy movie of all time. That is an enormous subject to try and get your hands around. I have 25 different movies in my head that I think you could go with. It's a tough one, but you know what? Be creative. Think hard. Reach back into the annals, and we'll see what people come up with them, and then we'll decide who we like the best, right?
Well, why don't we knock a couple off the shelf here real fast, Murph? Why don't you give your favorite, it doesn't have to be the best. Like, you don't have to look for the best, but it's like your favorite one. And if we agree with it, you're getting tickets and you get to go to Fan Appreciation Day, which is a blast. And let me tell you, if you guys win something while sitting in our seats, Murph and we get to split it.
There you go.
Is that fair? Okay. Yeah,
like a bat or something. That would be hard.
Do they give away a new car or something like that?
I think they do give away a car and a trip. They give away a trip, I think.
A trip?
On Canada, yeah.
Okay. So, a trip for 2. Murph and I are going away someplace.
We're going. We deserve it, darn it, after this long season.
No doubt about it.
For me, when I think about comedy movies, I'm a huge movie quote guy. I love to quote movies. I'm always dropping them in different moments.
100%.
So for me, a great comedy movie is a movie that you quote all the time. And there's a couple for me that I find myself quoting all the time. Can I name 2 or 3? Is that okay? Is that too many?
Why don't we do one?
Okay.
Let's do one. We don't want to take too much off the board. There's a ton. There's a lot of good movies.
All right. So one of the ones that I find myself quoting all the time is the original Vacation. Chevy Chase Vacation, and I'll throw Christmas Vacation in there as well because
that's fine. You can join them. Yeah,
those 2 movies have so many great one-liners that happen in real life all the time that I always go to. So
hallelujah, where's the Tylenol?
I mean, it's just like there's millions of them, and Clark, do your own back. It's like all the time we're pulling those out. So. That's what I'm going to say, Vacation. But there's so many more that I could ramble off. Some old ones that probably before your time that you wouldn't appreciate, but just great comedy movies. I have a feeling I know where you're going already, but I'd like to. Yeah, I don't know why, but I think I do. But go ahead.
My favorite movie, and I can quote this movie from top to bottom, back to front, wherever you want to go with it. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, you know what? That wasn't the one I was thinking, but certainly right in the realm of what I was thinking. So
what do you got?
I was thinking you were going to go with like an American Pie or something like that.
Oh, dude, I love American Pie. I love the trilogies. I can go all day long on American Pie. The thing is with Dumb and Dumber, it's just the lines, like, it's okay, I'm a limo driver. Like I don't know why. Yeah. Like sometimes that line just comes out of me, or the one, hey, big gulps, huh? See you later. Like it's just you just pull those out, and it's just like, holy crap! Like it's unbelievable. So many lines in that movie, and like those aren't even like the great one-liners of the movie. It's just they're so like outlandish and ridiculous, but it's just funny. It's funny as can be. And so Dumb and Dumber is off the board. We're taking American Pie movies off the board, and we're taking the vacation movies off the board.
Okay.
So, Sam, do you want to chime in?
Close, Moose at the front should have told you. You know,
Sam, you want to chime in?
I do actually. I do, because I went and saw the new Shaft a couple years ago.
Okay.
And that was the funniest movie. I belly laughed out. It was the funniest movie I've ever seen.
The new Shaft.
Yeah. Is that the one with who's the star of that?
Was that Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, right?
There's 3 Shafts in this movie. The original, Samuel L., and then a son. And it is the funniest movie of all time. Just popping in to say it. I'm leaving again.
I haven't seen it, but maybe I'll have to check it out.
I'm going to see myself out now. No, it's okay, Sam. You can chime in anytime you'd like. So make sure you guys go to the message board. Also, at the same time, for those of you guys that follow me on Twitter, I posted it on Twitter, so we're getting some feedback like we did last week. That seemed to be a popular hit. We got a bunch off of there. And then if you're friends with me on Facebook, Chris Sack, make sure you look me up, and you guys can chime in on the post as well. So trying to give everybody some options here, to chime in and win some tickets and have some fun at a Phillies game this weekend, because, man, it is getting down to crunch time, Murph, and this is what we've been asking for all season. Right. We just want a chance. Like, when you get to Atlanta, you want to have a chance at getting to the postseason and it meaning something when you get to that series. To me, you have to get to that series being 1 game back.
I would
agree. 1 game back, because then you can win 2 out of 3. And here's the thing too, Murph, that I wasn't really aware of when it came down to with what the Braves have left. They have a suspended game that they're the home team for in San Diego on Friday. They're playing, they're finishing that game. They're losing 5-4.
5-4.
5-4.
Inning.
Yeah.
In the 5th inning right now.
And then they have
2 innings to play, because it's a 7-inning game.
It's a 7-inning game. Yeah. Okay. And then you have 3 other games that you're playing against the Padres. And then on top of that, if everything comes down where the Phillies and the Braves are within a game of each other, I think if the Braves are up a game, if we're up a game, the Braves are going to have to play on that Monday, a makeup game. And then if the Phillies and the Braves tie for the division, they're going to have to play game 163 on Tuesday. Yeah. Like, this could get really crazy.
Yeah. And that would benefit the Phillies. Now, if the Braves have to go and play that final game, number 162 for them versus the Colorado Rockies in Atlanta,
is it Atlanta?
I believe, because it was originally in Atlanta. So they would play that in Atlanta. That benefits the Braves. I mean, obviously, 1 game against the Rockies, winner take all kind of thing. That's not a great scenario for the Phils. However, if somehow that's the game they need to tie, and then the Phils and the Braves have to play again on that Tuesday, advantage Phillies, because they'll have been able to at least rest. Wheeler would probably he would be on 5 days at that point.
Well, Wheeler would have to pitch. Wheeler would pitch that Sunday against the Marlins if it means something.
Is he set?
He's lined up for
right.
2.
He would.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah, because
he might be able to pitch on. Well, he might be able to pitch a bit in that Tuesday game. Perhaps that would be his bullpen day. So
I think the Phillies were trying, because what they wanted to do is that, Thursday night. We're recording on Thursday night, not Wednesday night, and obviously we're not live on Friday night. But I think the Phillies were really trying to get this game in on Thursday night, because if you would have rained out and you had a doubleheader on Friday, instead of having the rotation of Wheeler, Nola, and Gibson, you would have to have Nola and Gibson pitch in the doubleheader on Friday. But then when you play the Braves, you would go Wheeler, bullpen game, Nola or Gibson, however you want to lay it out. Yep. It's just like they had to jam this game in on Thursday night.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really not up to the Phillies at this point. The last time in for a team coming into a series, it's up to the umpires. It gets taken out of the hands of the home team for that very reason. So it wasn't even the decision of the Phillies. It was the decision of Major League Baseball to try and get Thursday night's game in no matter what. And, they've played through some rain during the contest, but nothing that would have shut them down anyway, I don't think. But had it been a torrential downpour for an hour or two, they'd have probably sat there and wait and had to try and finish that game because Major League Baseball wanted that to happen. So,
I don't think they want
a good one. Yeah. I mean, they have set up their rotation. If you remember back about 2 weeks ago, they gave Wheeler an extra day, partly to give him a little bit of rest, but partly to set this rotation so that they had their guys where they wanted them going into the final 2 weeks of the season. And any rain delay would kind of screw that up. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But it looks like now they're going to be poised to bring out their top 3 against Atlanta, which is good news for sure.
So. Well, if we want to talk about good news, we're going to need a better effort out of Aaron Nola on Wednesday night as compared to what he's doing so far, or what he did tonight on Thursday night. We're going to need a much better effort than that.
No doubt. I'm looking down. I'm paying attention because the game's going on right now as we're talking. He came out in this game, gave up 6 runs in the 5 in the second, 1 in the third, to have the Phils trailing 6-0, just like that. He has since settled down. He's now pitching into the 7th inning at this point, and hasn't allowed another run. So that's good news. That maybe something's clicked a little bit. But you're right. You can't do that against the Atlanta Braves. Now, the Phillies have scored 5 runs. They're down a run in this game as we speak. Maybe they come back and win it. Hopefully they do. But you can't do that against a team like the Braves. You can get away with it every once in a while against the Cubs, against the Pirates, teams like that. You can't against Atlanta. So you're right. They need Aaron Nola to be better. And we've been saying that all season, Murph. All season. I know. Yeah. And it's frustrating because, I see Aaron and I know what this means to him, and I know how hard he works, and and has for his entire career. And for whatever reason, and I don't know it, and certainly Aaron doesn't know it, or they would have fixed it by now. This has not been his year. It has been a tough year for Aaron Nola. He's got 2 more starts after this one to kind of change the narrative, and maybe he does. We'll wait and see, but it is what it is. So they come in 2.5 games back on this particular Thursday night. By the time we're done this show, they're either going to be 2 games back or 3 games back. So but I agree with you. 1 game back is the magic number going into Atlanta. So if you're going to be 1 game back going into Atlanta, you're going to need to win the next 3 against the Pirates and hope that Atlanta loses 3 out of 4 in San Diego.
Yeah. And Murph, I would be remiss. I mean, we have a few minutes left here before we go to break, and obviously I'm going to have to jam in another live read. But I would be remiss to sit here right now and not say that Bryce Harper is not the National League MVP. I mean, what this guy has done has been absolutely remarkable, throwing this team on his back, trying to drag it into the playoffs. And you look at it, and you might say Fernando Tatis Jr., but I was saying this earlier, like the teams, the true contenders that are in the National League, none of them have MVP, like they have MVP caliber players, but none of them have really been MVP-esque. If you look at the Dodgers, Max Muncy is not going to beat out Bryce Harper, and he's been their most reliable player, but he's not the best player that they have on that team. Christian Yelich with the Brewers has had a really good career, but this isn't an MVP year for Yelich. No. The Giants, Posey had a great first half, but he's tapered off. There's nobody else in that lineup that is MVP-esque. Like
Crawford, maybe, you could make some argument, but I agree with you. No,
they don't stand the weight. I mean, the only guy that you could say right now, and Soto's had an unbelievable great year, but they're awful. The Nationals are terrible.
Yeah.
The Padres and Fernando Tatis Jr., to me, Fernando Tatis Jr. has been the front runner all season long for the most part. But the fact that they've collapsed since the All-Star break and the trade deadline, and he had that, voters are going to keep this in mind. That scuffle that he had with Manny Machado in the dugout the other day, that right there, I think that's going to give him a little bit of a hit with the voters, for the simple fact that, the leader of that team, Manny Machado, is in your face saying, it's more than you. It's not about you. It's about the team. I think that's going to take a hit. But Bryce Harper, to me, steadfast, the MVP of the National League. And if he gets this team into the playoffs with all the injuries and inconsistencies, that man deserves that award.
Yeah, I think he wins it. I think we're at the point where it would be hard for anyone else to win it, short of just an absolutely dismal week for him over the last 10 days, and Tatis does the other way. I do think you can make an argument for a couple of the Braves guys. I mean, Austin Riley has been just absolutely unbelievable. He really has. Yeah, Duvall. I mean, those guys, there's arguments to be made for other players, but ultimately, I think you keep coming back to Bryce Harper. You look at what he did in the second half. You look at his OPS. You look at what his WAR. You look at all of that stuff, and it's really hard to argue that he's not the most valuable player in the National League. Now, if Acuna had stayed healthy and kept doing what he was doing, he was going to run. I thought he was going to run away with it, honestly. I mean, obviously, Tatis, he faltered early on. He looked like the leader in the clubhouse. He faltered. Fine. Bryce has been steady Eddie since the second half of the season began. And you're right. Put him on their back, and that's exactly what you need. So runner on second, by the way, with one out here in the sixth inning.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You know what? I'll tell you what. I would love to have that guy come home and be my neighbor, because life is full of surprises, some good, some not so good. That's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call Dave Bavuso State Farm Agency, 856-740-5012. Individual premiums will vary by customer, all applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements. Coming up in our second segment, we're going to award our tickets for the Phillies Pirates game, Fan Appreciation Day, this upcoming Sunday. And we're going to dive a little bit further. We can talk about Phillies in the playoffs all we want. I want to dive a little bit further into the current playoff picture for Major League Baseball. Coming right up on the other side, right here on Bud Light Baseball Brunch on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. We'll be right back right after this.
Come on, Didi.
You got your reads, or you want me to do reads tonight?
I only have the run sheet, so
it's all good, man.
Do you mind?
No, dude, I never mind. I don't
give those golden pipes a workout.
Dude,
did you get my text?
Let me check, dear.
I'll be right back. We got a sec, right?
Yeah, we got time. Okay. Damn, we got some good ones.
Yeah. I was pulling up there. That's from your post, Twitter, and YouTube.
We got some other ones on my post too.
More? You got more on your post?
I got more on my post. Yeah.
I'm checking it every 2 seconds.
I mean, they got another couple minutes because I want to. Let's see here. All right, let's pick back up at 29. So you want to write down more and send me over more for the top of the segment there?
Yeah. There's only 2 more.
Is it 2 more? Okay. Yeah, on my post?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll cut it off at that one.
Oh, do you have those last 2?
I do. Yes. I mean, I can read them, so I'll cut it off at the one.
Okay.
I got another one on Twitter too from a buddy of mine.
Okay. But you have them, right? I'm good.
Yeah. I'll go. I'll go over them.
All right. I'm popping out. Just tell me whenever you're starting.
29.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just want these games next week. I want them to mean something. Because I'll be in Atlanta on Thursday, and then I'll be in Miami on Friday.
Okay.
So
next Friday next Thursday.
Yeah. So we'll record on Wednesday night, and then I'm off. We catch a flight like Thursday afternoon. So
I'm still trying to get my butt down there and cover both series. If they mean something, I'm hoping to be down there. So I might be taping from down. Actually, if I am down there, we might have to tape.
Maybe we can tape together on Thursday in Atlanta.
Yeah, we could do that. Just come to the hotel, kind of thing.
I mean, I'm going to book a hotel at the because we're not going to get down there probably 4:30, but I'm going to book a hotel at the airport so that way we can just drop our stuff off.
Okay.
Go down to the ballpark. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we can find a spot at the ballpark to do it if we need to do that. So
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring us back. All right, Sam, we're gonna bring it back at 30. Once 30 hits, 15-minute segment. Ready to roll.
Come on, Torres. Let's go.
Is it still 1 out or
runners on first and third, 2 outs?
Oy.
Torres up.
Excuse me. All right. The Next Sip, a small plastic drink pouch that frees your hands while you keep your beverage in the ready position. NECK Next Sip. Time to free up those hands and wear your drink, everyone. It holds any beverage, even bottles, cans, and snacks. Text with both hands and drink at the same time. Visit nextsip.com and follow them at Next Sip. Customize it anyway. Perfect for sports events. Philly born and USA made. Only $5 each, 15% off when you use the code Green Legion. Again, visit nextsip.com and follow them at NextSip. Welcome back for our second segment here on Bud Light Baseball Brunch / Happy Hour. Since we're on the Friday night edition right now, we got moved to Friday nights because of football. Football seems to be more important than baseball, but I'll tell you what, it's not.
That's right.
It is not, man. Like Murph and I both agree, baseball's number one. Takes precedent in our lives. So if you guys want to listen to some great baseball talk, make sure you guys continue to follow us. What you got for me, Murph? Good news?
Here's what I got for you. Ronald Torreyes, 3-run home run.
My man!
Yeah.
My man. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Roto, baby.
Woo! All right. Dude, I'll tell you what. We've talked about this over the course of the season, Murph. This bench has rose to the occasion on so many different fronts and so many different levels.
Yeah.
Like that guy has been a great pickup. He faded there for a little bit. I think they were using him a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like in this spot, in this moment right here to do what he just did, that's incredible stuff. And back-to-back Thursdays, Murph, where we were down 7-0 and 6-0, and this team just continues to come back. And I know I was texting you earlier, and I said I was not going to be happy tonight.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I express my anger, I speak things into existence.
Yeah, they feel you.
They know I'm there.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I posted something relatively optimistic right before the game started on Twitter, and then for the first 3 innings, I proceeded to get hounded by people. So I'm hopeful, if any of them are listening right now, I'm hopeful that some apologies are coming my way now that the Phils have now taken the lead in this one. It's not over yet. By no means is this game over yet. And I'm not saying that. And I will not say another word on Twitter until it is over. But when it is over, I might have something to say to the non-believers out there.
See, Murph, we've been on the same wavelength for a while here on the show. Like we can kind of finish each other's sentences at this point. I know. Now, I'm probably not going to be awake to see it. But when I wake up at 4:45 tomorrow morning and I go on Twitter, I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, you do know what I'm going to say. You know,
never
exactly
a doubt.
What I'm say. Yep.
Never a doubt.
Yeah, you're right. Because you know what? I believe that's just me. And you know what? It hurts sometimes to be like this because you get stomped on occasion. But I'd rather be that way. I'd rather be optimistic than not optimistic. And hey, Ronald Torreyes making me feel pretty good right now. So
you know what else is going to make?
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we should remind people we're taping this on Thursday night. It's airing Friday night, so the result of Thursday night's game is going to be known. But at this moment, the Phillies sit 2.5 games back, and we don't know how Thursday's going to play out. So we're optimistic. Let's hope that on Friday when people are listening, they're like, yeah, they won that game by 7 runs. It was awesome.
Yeah, you know what else makes you feel good? A great comedy movie. And as we said, Friday would actually be Phil Hartman's 73rd birthday. I'll tell you what, my favorite Phil Hartman movie I love 2 of them. Okay. And both of them involve Sinbad. Jingle All the Way. My favorite Christmas movie of all time is Jingle All the Way. And on top of that, House Guest. You ever see House Guest?
Yes, I saw House Guest. That was funny.
My God. Funny. That movie is hilarious, top to bottom. But Phil Hartman, great stuff.
Yeah, my favorite Phil Hartman comedy genius was on Saturday Night Live when he played the actor that didn't know that he was a bad actor. You ever see that one?
No.
And John Lovitz is his agent, and John Lovitz is like, "You're the worst actor I've ever seen," and he's like, "All right, tell me what you really think," and and then like everybody I talk to says that you're terrible, and he's like, "What's the word on the street?" And it's a great skit. You should look it up. But that was Phil Hartman, and he was awesome. He was really, really good. So
all right, sounds great. So let's go ahead. Let's reveal. What our candidates are here. So off of Twitter, my buddy Jeff Cates, and I'm just saying my buddy. I know I'm not supposed to say that, right?
Yeah,
I did. But I'm putting it out there. Old school.
Great movie.
Okay, Old School is his, and we just got another one in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Great movie.
Okay,
both phenomenal comedy movies for sure.
Okay, so we have those, and then I'm going off of my Facebook post here, and then I'm going to read what Sam has: Wedding Crashers, Big Daddy. I can't read that one because you already had it. Spaceballs, Half Baked.
Okay,
and then here's the list that she compiled from our feed here and also on my Facebook post. Friday, Airplane, Tommy Boy, Happy Gilmore, Ace Ventura, The Hangover, Major League, Talladega Nights, and The Benchwarmers.
I mean, seriously, how do we pick? They're all phenomenal, and at least 2 of those were on my additional list that you just rattled off.
I know of one. I know of one.
Yeah, because we talked about that one a lot. You know, I'm a little partial to a couple of the classics. I mean, 40-Year-Old Virgin and Old School, and those are such great movies, but they're newer. Like, to me, like, you don't have 40-Year-Old Virgin if you didn't have Caddyshack. You don't have Old School if you didn't have Animal House. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of movies are iconic. You know, from back in their day. We're getting a lot of the newer ones. But that's why this is so hard. It's impossible to narrow down to one.
All right, I'm going to give you. Normally, I give to you. Okay, how about this one? I'll give you 2 options, and I'll let you
Fair
pick.
enough.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. First and foremost, I have to go Happy Gilmore. I've been begging for years for Happy Gilmore, the senior tour. Finally, somebody listened to me because now they're going to be doing a senior tour edition. I don't know if they're going to name it that, but you know, we had just recently, it was the 20th anniversary of Happy Gilmore, and we had the Barbs going back and forth between Shooter McGavin on Twitter and Adam Sandler. Phenomenal stuff. It's going to be great. I love Happy Gilmore. My second one that I'm going to have to go with here, I don't think I've ever laughed any harder at a movie in the movie theaters than this one. Wedding Crashers.
Great. It's great.
So
again, like,
we could go any which way. If you want to pick between one of those 2, or you have another one that you want to add in, and we'll have Sam be the tiebreaker, however you want to do this.
Well, here's what I would say. I would have put Tommy Boy on that list because for me personally, that one came out at a time.
But that's easy. That's low hanging fruit, though, because those people that are listeners to our show, they know that when we did Ask Murph segment, that you said that was one of the 2 movies that if it's on, you can't help but watch. That and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. You nailed it. Wow, good memory. So Tommy Boy would have been, that was one of the other ones I was thinking about. But out of the 2 that you picked, both tremendous movies. But if I had to pick one of those 2, and if it's on, I'm watching it for sure. It's Wedding Crashers. I love Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers. Those guys together are comedic geniuses. And they've made so many great movies together.
The Internship.
Oh, yeah. Great movie. Old School. A lot of those guys are in Old School. So many of them. Give me Wedding Crashers. I'm sitting down every time it's on and watching it. The Hangover was another one. I mean, that movie, so well done. So funny.
Yeah.
But whoever sent in Wedding Crashers, they're our ticket winner. There you go.
My buddy Anthony Gelsomini. Congratulations, Anthony. I will get your email address and I will send you over the tickets. And thank you for listening and tuning in to Bud Light Baseball Brunch. Murph, let's talk a little playoffs right now. Okay. Because I want to get down to the nitty gritty here as far as what's going on around the rest of Major League Baseball. And it's not just about the NL East and the quasi race that's going on right now between just the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, because the Mets just continue. Real quick, is this true that the Mets are actually thinking about letting Jacob deGrom pitch next week?
They have said that publicly. I find that extremely hard to believe.
I do too. It's kind of like when we talked about Mike Trout a few weeks ago. Yeah. Was it time to shut him down? It gets to a point in the season where your ass is grass. Sit Jacob deGrom, let him get himself 100% healthy for spring training. Why even bring him back? Now, I won't complain if he throws 6 shutout innings against the Braves next weekend.
Me neither.
In spoiler fashion. This just goes to show how stupid the Mets are.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of in this scenario, because it really does it makes no sense whatsoever. When he came, I think it was the 3rd time that he had that setback. I said at that point, he's not going to pitch again. He shouldn't pitch again. Get him healthy, get him ready for next year. the only thing I can think of, and I don't know if he's got some kind of incentive in his contract that he needs to hit, something along those lines.
That's awful.
But
just pay him it. He's worth it.
Jacob deGrom says to the Mets, I want to pitch one more time this year, and if you don't let me, this is going to be trouble between me and the organization. That's about the only reason I could see them being like, okay, we'll let you pitch. Now, I don't know why deGrom would want to do that, but to just put him out there for a meaningless game, it makes no sense. None. I mean, it's so I don't think he's going to pitch. I'd be shocked if he pitches before the end of the year.
I mean, I hope he does, but nonetheless, let's stop talking about non-playoff teams. Yeah. Non-playoff contenders. They stink. They stink. They've blown it. I knew they were
out of it when they faded. I knew it. I didn't think they could muster it again.
Yeah, DeGrom and Lindor, their injuries and all that good stuff. So the most appealing divisional race that's left right now is between the Giants and the Dodgers.
No doubt.
It's like, the Dodgers get close, they get within a game, and then the Giants go on like a 4 or 5 game tear, and then the Dodgers go back like 2 or 3 games. But hey, here we are, Thursday night, not Wednesday night or Friday night, Thursday night recording, and the Dodgers are 1 game behind the Giants. And the part that I hate about this, Murph, and we looked this up a few weeks ago, the last time we were talking about the playoff race, is that these two teams don't play each other anymore the rest of the regular season. But right now, if you're one of those two teams, and these are the 2 best teams in Major League Baseball record wise, you don't want to get into that 1 game playoff right now and play the St. Louis Cardinals, winners of 14 to 15, 12 in a row. You do not want that matchup right now.
And remember, they're going to be able to set their rotation, and whoever this Dodger Giant winner is, the other team will not, because they're going to be playing right down to the end, meaningful games. So they're going to now. If you have the Dodgers rotation, it's less important to set your rotation because every guy they throw out there is a stud. But if it's to say that that's an advantage for the Cardinals because they're gonna lock it up pretty soon. That wild card is theirs at this point.
Oh, so it's toast.
It's theirs. So they're going to be able to kind of back off a little bit, kind of get things set for that 1 game playoff. And I agree with you. You do not want the Cardinals if you're the NL West loser.
You got to throw Wainwright in that game, right? If you're the Cardinals, he's had a phenomenal second half.
Yeah,
you have to throw him in that game.
He's a guy that has been in the spotlight many, many times and has shown brightly in that spotlight. So yeah, I think you would probably go that route. But you're right. Yeah. And someone asked me yesterday, who do I think is going to win the West? And you and I both said, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, our last show live at the out at the social, that we both said the Dodgers. And the Giants have held on and held on and held on. Gun to my head, I still think the Dodgers win that division. I still do. I hope not, because I want the Giants to win it at this point. But if I had to pick with 10 games to play, I still would take the Dodgers at this point. Okay, which would be a shame for the Giants to have to go into that wild card game.
Couple minutes left here in the segment here, Murph, and another race that is really interesting and a lot of fun to watch right now is that American League wild card spot. Both of them. I mean, Boston right now, they're up 2 games over the Yankees. The Yankees are only a half game over the Toronto Blue Jays, 2 games up on the Seattle Mariners. It is getting really interesting. You can't forget the Oakland A's as well. But man, like that is one jumbled up race. It was kind of like what everything looked like about a week and a half ago in the National League. Everything was right there. The Phillies, the Mets, the Padres, the Reds, the Cardinals, all of them were right there for that second wild card spot. And then all of a sudden the Cardinals just went completely,
amazing what a 12-game win streak will do.
But who are your 2 teams? Who's coming out of the American League wild card?
I'll tell you, if you're going to pick the hot team, you almost have to pick the Mariners at this point because they're starting to streak a little bit. But
imagine if they didn't trade their closer to a division rival.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
20 years, Murph. 20 years they haven't made the playoffs.
I know. And the only other team in that world are the Phillies. So, God forbid the Mariners get into the Phils don't. We own the longest streak in baseball.
Remember, 2001, that was Ichiro's rookie year. He won the rookie of the year. He won the MVP, and they won 116 games that year, and they lost in the American League Championship Series to the Yankees.
Yep, that's baseball for you right there. I think the Blue Jays and the Red Sox get in. Those are the two teams that I think are going to get in. I think the Yankees are going to be on the outside looking in, which is hard to believe, but I do. I thought the Red Sox were going to fade. I didn't believe in the Red Sox all season long. I think they've done just enough that they're going to be able to hold on. I don't expect them to do anything in the postseason, but they're going to hold on and get in there. That's what I would say.
And I'll tell you what, it's going to come down to the big 3-game set this weekend between the Red Sox and the Yankees. That right there, that's a great setup to end the season, Phillies, for sure.
Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, why not Dodgers, Giants? Why isn't that happening?
Seriously, it would be awesome and it would be great for baseball. But hey, you set the schedule like a year and a half in advance. That things like that tend to happen. But I'll tell you what, and we're going to be going to break here in a second after I do my live read for Cherry Hill Triplex, the premier New Jersey Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Kia, Mitsubishi, and Ram dealer serving South Jersey and all the Delaware Valley. They have a huge selection of new and used vehicles from which to choose. Cherry Hill Triplex, online and offline customers enjoy vehicle specials every day. We offer Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Kia, Mitsubishi, and Ram service parts and online inventory and outstanding financing options, making Cherry Hill Triplex the preferred dealer serving the entire Delaware Valley. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Kia, Mitsubishi, and Ram buyers, get ready and set up a test drive. Visit us in Cherry Hill, New Jersey today. Coming up in our last segment here, is Sack Attack making a move on Murph in the pick segment?
He is not.
We'll find out right after this on the other side on Bud Light Baseball Brunch here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. Oh, man.
I can't believe Torres hits a 3-run homer.
Unbelievable.
How great is that?
Unbelievable. It's still 8-6 still.
Yay, baseball.
Yay,
See,
baseball.
Sam?
See,
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Phillies fever, catch it. You got it.
I'll tell you, like, these next few weeks, sports-wise, are going to be nuts. I mean, like, I'll be in Atlanta, and then I'll be in Miami, separate days. That's active ballparks 17 and 18 that I'll hit off my list. And then I have, so if the Phillies make the playoffs, I'm getting an NLDS ticket. I don't care what I have to do. I will get there. And then I have Eagles Bucks tickets on Thursday Night Football, October 14th. My season tickets, it's here. Yep. And then I have on the 15th, that Friday night, I have Flyers opening the season up against the Vancouver Canucks.
Wow. So I'll tell you, that's a lot of sports right there. That's a good stretch you got going.
Yeah, I've been dying for it. Like all this COVID stuff. Like now we're starting to get back to being in capacity crowds, and going to Flyers games last year with 3,500 people in the stands. It was great to be back, but it's not going to be like 20,000 fans rocking that place.
Yeah, I got to get. I take my guys to. Well, I probably won't be able to take my son Matt this year, but my youngest Colin and I will go to an Eagles game. We always go to at least one a year, and then we'll probably go to a couple Sixers games as well.
Sixers,
yeah.
You're not going to go to any Flyers?
Colin is my guys aren't much into the hockey. No. I mean, they'll root for the Flyers if the Flyers are playing well. But my youngest Colin is a enormous Sixers fan. That's his favorite team out of the four. That's his squad. So he loves them. So we'll go to a couple of those games. They're fun.
Make sure you let us know what football game you go to.
Yeah, I'll definitely come visit when we come. But
I've got tickets for Bucks and I've got tickets for the Saints.
Okay. I honestly, until baseball's over, I can't even look at the Eagles schedule. I'm so, especially the way my schedule is this year, just doing the weekend games. It's like I can't even think about football until I got my fantasy team, which I watch from afar. And that's about it. That's my connection to football but as soon as baseball's over, then I'm all in and I'll be there. So,
all right. So when don't
ask me anything about the team because I don't know.
All right, so Sam, we're going to pick back up at 50. 10-minute segment. We're going to do our picks. Yeah. We're going to do now. We have to take like a 25-second breather. Once I say, "Can you believe it?"
Well, that'll give you time to find some.
Are you seeing when I'm putting up your warnings?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all I want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we got 5 seconds. Bucks County Baseball Company is the premier vintage sports clothing and collectibles retail store in the tri-state area. Visit www.buckscountybaseballco.com or stop by their Bristol, PA location. Items from the Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, and much, much more. Again, visit www.buckscountybaseballco.com or stop by their Bristol, PA location. The showroom is huge and the website is even bigger. Bucks County Baseball Company, the name in Philly for vintage sports. You know, being that the fact that 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler, I feel slighted at this live read that we're not including. They better have Union gear because we carry all Union games on Fox Sports The Gambler. So make sure you guys get down there. If there's not Union gear, make sure you hit up Murph and you can complain to him about it. He's the complaint.
Yeah, let's do that. Dupe, you got it. I got it.
Welcome back for our final segment here on this Thursday night / Friday night baseball brunch / happy hour. There's so many slashes. We're missing the actual slash.
Yeah, we're minus a slash, but we got plenty of slashes.
Yeah, we got a bunch of slashes for the program. So our final segment here on Bud Light Baseball Brunch / happy hour. I'm Chris Sack with Green Legion Radio alongside Greg Murphy, Phillies broadcaster, and we are following the Thursday night game. We're going nuts right now. Roto is the man, so we're feeling good about that. And but hey, Murph, listen. As far as our picks are concerned, yes, you pretty much have things wrapped up, but not so fast, my friend.
Okay.
You need to finish strong. Now, everybody knows we were picking Sunday games when we were broadcasting on Sundays from 11 to 12. But now, because we're on Friday nights, we pick Friday games. And right now, the fact that we're broadcasting or we're recording on Thursday night, we don't know what the lineups look like.
Nope.
Probable pitchers might be announced, but there's been times where I picked the probable pitcher pitching and he's not starting that night. Okay. So, we're going in blind, but we're doing well blind.
It just goes to show you what we know versus what you don't need to know,
Absolutely. Well, both of us went 2-1 again last week.
All right.
You're 38, 29-1 on the season. And I'm 35 and 33. So with your Fugazi tie that you had earlier in the season, you have a 3.5 game lead on me. So as long as you continue to pick that low hanging fruit, which you're known for,
wow. All right. I see how it is. It's getting a little better at the end. I'm 9 games over 500, and I'm winning the folks' money at home. That's what's happening.
It's all that matters. It's all that matters, Murph.
No, it matters that I'm beating your butt. That's what matters. But that's all that matters.
Since when did we really make this a real competition? If I really knew we were trying, I'd be doing so much better.
I think it was those 2 weeks that you went 3-0 and I went 1-2 and you ridiculed me. I think that's when it became a competition.
Probably. Next year we're going to change up how we do the picks.
We're going to make it a little
me and you, my friend, we're going to put a wager on it. Not money, not monetary, but we'll do something like dinner or something like that.
You got it. I love
it. With the wives. We'll do something at the end of the season.
But can I update you real quick, by the way?
Yes.
JT Real Muto, 2-run home run, 10-6.
Woo! Love it. Suzanne Trainer.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah.
Yep. She's putting it out there for us as well. So, booyah. We're going to be 2 games behind that. Well, hold on. We got to get through the bullpen first.
We'll knock on wood, but yeah. It's looking good.
All right. Sounds great. Murph, let's get to our picks.
All right.
Let's do it. One.
All right. So, this one, I guess we would consider this low-hanging fruit, but at this point of the season, there's some teams that don't have a whole lot to play for. The other teams do. Now this particular team doesn't have a whole lot to play for because they've got it locked up. The Rays are taking on the Marlins. It's a pretty good rivalry down there in Florida.
Really? They packed the stands for that one.
No, they don't pack the stands, but the two teams don't particularly like one another, I don't think. So the Rays have obviously had much more success over the last couple of years than the Marlins. I'll take the Rays over the Marlins. Marlins are done. They're cooked. They're fried, whatever you want to do to Marlin, make it taste good. So they're all finished. So I'll take the Rays.
Well, I hope we're down for some sushi in Miami next weekend. The Phillies are ready to eat some fish themselves. We'll see about that for sure when we're in the dungeon that is Marlins Park or Lone Depot Park or something like that.
The park down there.
All I know is that I'm going to be wearing Phillies gear at the stadium, and I'm sure I have tickets in Atlanta for next Thursday.
That'll be rocking.
right behind the Phillies dugout.
Awesome.
Right behind the Phillies dugout. So me and my wife will be there, and then I don't know where my buddy Lewis got his tickets for the Miami game because he's a Miami native and he bought the tickets. But I'm sure we're somewhere close to the field, so you might see us both
kind
nights.
of sit wherever you want, like down there in Miami. So.
You might see us both nights. But Murph, you got the Rays, which I did not take the Rays. I took the red hot Cardinals to beat the Chicago Cubs. They're going to extend that winning streak, or they're going to lose and they're going to tick me off, or they're going to blame Chris Sack from Green Legion Radio at the fact that I took them and I broke up their winning streak. Nonetheless, I'm taking the Cardinals to beat the Cubs.
Okay, yeah, I looked at that game. They're going to lose sooner or later. So I don't know. You know, you're tempted fate a little bit there, but
not Friday night. Just not Friday.
They're the hottest team in baseball, so it's hard to pick against. 100%. All right, next one for me is Dodgers over the Diamondbacks. You know, Dodgers are playing for something. They're the best team, you know, in baseball on paper, talent-wise. They have a division to win. Diamondbacks, they helped the Phillies out on Thursday. Thank you, Arizona. They get swept probably by the Dodgers, so I'm taking Dodgers over the D-backs.
All right, so we got about 4 minutes left in the show, and we got to get to Can You Believe It? So I'm going to do my 2 picks real quick, and then I'll get your last one. I'm going to go Brewers over the Mets.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Giants over the Rockies.
All right.
What's your last?
Same logic on the Giants-Rockies game. All right, Padres over Atlanta. I think San Diego helps the Phils out. They beat the Braves.
Which game?
Yeah, so not the game that needs to be completed. The full game. Yeah. Hopefully the Padres win them both, and that would be a terrific Friday for the Phils.
All right. So those are our picks. Can you believe it? All right. So for those of you watching us on StreamYard, we're not having technical issues. We just have to have a nice long gap right there while Slash fills in our Can You Believe It sounder, which I miss, Murph. I miss when we're doing our regular show, and I get to hear that every single week. But I'll tell you what, 2 things that we find interesting from the week that was in Major League Baseball. Murph, what do you got for me?
All right. So the first one is a guy we talked about earlier in the MVP race in the National League, Fernando Tatis Jr. How about he joins Johnny Bench? Johnny Bench is the only player 22 years or younger to hit 40 home runs in their first 120 games of a season. So he's in pretty good company. He's actually only one of 10 players in Major League Baseball history to get 40-plus home runs at 22 years or younger. Baseball's been around a long time. Only 10 guys have ever done that. Tatis is one of them.
Yeah, and he's going to lose the MVP to Bryce Harper.
Yes, he is.
Last week, the Phillies were down 7-0 in that game. Yep. Last Thursday, okay, and obviously we came back from 6-0 as of right now. This evening, the Phillies became the first National League team to be down by 7+ runs in a game and end up winning by 9+ runs. Unbelievable!
It is. Never happened before. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
And
the second one for me, Murph.
It was a huge win, by the way.
Yeah,
tonight will be a huge win as well for the same reason.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right, this one comes from the great Jason Stark. How about this? Teams that have had their first baseman, second baseman, third baseman all hit 30+ home runs in baseball. The 2019 Astros and the 2021 Braves. Freeman, Albies, and Riley. 2 teams, first base, second base, third base, 30+ home runs. Think about that. Even the great teams of if you think about the Big Red Machine, no, they had light hitting second basemen, light hitting shortstops. It didn't happen. Now it happens in baseball. First, second, and third, all hitting 30+. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of home runs, Salvador Perez, he hit 46 home runs. His 46 home run the other night. Most in Major League Baseball history by a player with 75% of his games at catcher, passing Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
Johnny Bench. So, Murph, we know what the week is that's ahead. We have the rest of the Pirates series. We have the Braves for 3 in Atlanta, and then we have the Miami Marlins next weekend. Huge week ahead, Murph.
Yeah, and you said it best, Zach. Going into Atlanta, they really need to be 1 game behind or better. 4 games in San Diego for the Braves. I think realistically 2-2 is something that we could hope for. Phillies win tonight against the Pirates. They have 3 more. I'd love to see a sweep. if that happens, boom, you're tied. You're right there with them as you head into Atlanta. Even if you go 3-1, you game those two games and you're back to 1. So I think it can happen. I think it sets up pretty well that the Phils go to Atlanta only down by 1.
I absolutely agree. And we look forward to talking about more of it next week on Bud Light Baseball Brunch / Happy Hour with Murph and myself. And like a 3-1 pitch to Ryan Howard, we are out of here, baby. Thank you so much to Sam for joining us and hanging out with us, during the show. And we will see you guys next week here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. We are Bud Light Baseball Brunch. Go Phillies.
All right.
Woo!
What a comeback. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man, they feed off my negativity. They just, if you ever notice, like when we praise them and, like I praise the team is when they lose, they go 2-5 in a week.
Yeah.
But then when I come out and I completely like blow a gasket and lose myself, they go